You kinda got into a football team with the Hamilton.
Yeah, I still got signed, bro. Don't give up on your dreams.
He was in the team picture, boy. I've got the pic, he was there, sitting with the big dogs. I don't think I could be who I am without it, because my life has always been football, and fashion just became that thing that could just take me away from it and bring me a different kind of joy, whether that was just wearing clothes or helping designing or walking on a catwalk, whatever it was. It just gave me that high that when football is not there, fashion is there for me.
Where I'm from, football gave you a dream, and it gave you something to like look up to or look at and say, wow, that's, you know, it's just a ball and other people. It taught me a lot about life. It's funny, you know, my first time I bought FIFA, I learned so much about different places in the world. Bro, you could not get me to study an atlas in school. I would never look at any of the books. The second I bought FIFA, I knew where every country in the world was. I knew like what cities were what cities. Like I was familiar with the universe before I even knew it. And I think it's just one of those things, you know, like you learn a lot more when you're energetically invested. So football gave me the opportunity to have my first dream.
Essen, my friend, and me were talking about like, yo, we don't have a suit partner for next year. Why don't you think like I should speak to the club and like speak to Guillermo? Maybe this can happen.
The thing that tied it all together to what I do now for a living is that I had always loved the energy, the attitude, and the bravado of a football player, right? Like, you know, like Dino just had all the style and he was smiling at you, you know, but then you had like Zidane, who's just like bossy as So for me, that, the uniforms, the way that they wore the uniforms, the way they wear, it translated outside of football. So I always reference it in all of my collections. And I think little by little now, this is way beyond the reference. It's just like, it goes, on a personal level, you know, like where my life started to being in front of this camera today is that you can actually achieve a lot.
Yeah. On a deeper level, that's the message, that it's not only the clothes, it's like the fact that you started your shop, as you say, selling little accessories for your shoes, right?
Yeah, bro, we're a streetwear brand.
And then all of a sudden you end up doing here. When you look in the world of football, when you look at the spectrum, there's not many teams that ooze class like Arsenal do, and heritage and history and everything. And if you want to make a suit for a club, I think this is the one.
Only one. As far as I can remember, Arsenal was always leading the way with Wenger, bringing in certain players, changing the attitude and the perspective that, you know, he had on football and the way it was played and the league it was played in. Changed the league, you know, and this league sets the tone, so it changed the world. You know, embracing players from different cultures, giving them their rightful position, and creating this safe haven for talent to thrive was and always has been such an inspiring, you know, atmosphere to want to be a part of. You know, like you get to be you and grow, and eventually even achieve the unachievable, which is to be perfect. Right? So who can say that? And in that kind of environment, it is intoxicating, you know? And 424, I mean, it's too young for me to tell you how it like lives with Arsenal. I don't know, but you know, we want to try. Together, we really like put our brains together on how we could turn, you know, my mood from my collections into, you know, a kind of a proper suit that also is a nice medium for the club, and also creating a different mood where the players can be more comfortable and not so stiff.
He was like, what do you think a suit always needs to have? Or what do you think, like, you know, what can you do different from the older suit? And like things like that. Every time he sampled, like when we sampled the shoes, sent me a picture straight away, and we were like, yeah, these are the ones. So it's been like
2019 collabo. WhatsApp is very important.
WhatsApp, pop it.
Shout out WhatsApp, they can sponsor the next one. That'd be great. You know, it'd be awesome. Yeah.
For me, I always said to Guillermo that I don't like how now, in kids nowadays, your badge is not embroidered anymore. It's kind of like in so many kids it's just plastic. And since I was a kid and I used to play for Barcelona, when he was embroidered, it felt like when you were putting that shirt on,
it was more real.
It felt more real. It felt more special. So, you know, that was like one of the first details that he got into, and it was the embroidered Arsenal badge either in the shirt and in the blazer, and I think it just looks so like real, as we were saying, like so like, do you know what I mean?
I still have a hard time believing it's real. So that when I see, you know, my brand in the same space, living literally in the same space as the badge, that's you dream it, you dare to like imagine it, and then the club approved it, and I was like, no way. You know, I was like, you guys serious? I was like, sick.